Alright, you guys, I'm going to do a video, and it's not going to be a quick video. I always say I'm going to do a quick video. This can't be a quick video. So, over the years I've done videos on home automation and what I use to control certain functions throughout our house. So we have, I'm going to walk around the house, get some videos, some stuff, and then we'll come back and we'll sit down and I'll put it all together and then make some sense of it. So hang in there, and we'll see you in a little bit. So let me get my camera ready. Missing my SD card. So I'm going to put this on my VeraSecure stabilizer. Try to get as stable video as possible. So really like this stabilizer. I've had it now for a month or so. But the plus, this is the VeraSecure G6 Plus. If you get the G6, it'll only handle a GoPro camera. So with the plus, it actually gives you the ability to use any kind of camera. It's got a different mounting system. So you put the little base on it. And slide this into the VeraSecure. And then you got to balance it. So positioning wise, I don't think you can really see that on my desk. Let me switch the camera real quick to that one. There you go. So you can kind of see the mount here. You got to kind of get it semi-balanced before you, there you go. That's actually not bad. So I'm going to lock that down and then turn on the stabilizer. And we're good. Good. We're ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to walk around, take some video, and then I'll be back. Don't go nowhere. I think I'm actually going to start my video in my office. So each room has an Amazon Echo device that allows us to verbally control the automation that we have in the house. So the entire back of the house, we have roller shades and then shutters on the front of the house. So my office has, its shade is currently open, but it is a roller shade, and that is on a scene, or actually a schedule. So when it's sunrise, the shade opens. At sunset, the shade closes, but I have the capability of using my Echo device, which is on my desk. I keep it under my monitor there. Oh yeah, and I voted. So the shade, though, all I gotta say is Echo. Turn on office shade closed. It'll actually help my camera a little bit too, so it's not so bright in here, so we can actually see a little bit better. So the so that's that. I mean, that's not that big of a thing, but we're going to go through everything that I've got controllable here. In my cabinet, I've got a Hughes LED strip that's up top that allows me to turn my lighting on in here to different colors. So if I say Echo, turn on office cabinet, and that turns that light on. And I currently have it set to green. So that's that. There's Jason. That's one of my boys right there. And Pinhead. That's one of my boys right there. So let's come out here to the house. So over here on the counter is the Echo Show. It's a bigger one that has a screen on it. So there's that guy there. So that's what we use to control functions here in the house. So I can say Echo, Echo, turn on television. So that voice command turns the TV on, and it sets certain parameters and takes us to channel 360. Echo, turn off television. and it turns it off, obviously. So I'm not going to get into all the voice commands that you can do on the TV, but you can, say device, turn on Discovery Channel, pause, mute, volume up, volume down. I mean, so it's super functional from that aspect. So we have 2 lights. There's one over there by the window. It's got an old bulb in it, so I named that lamp Edison because it reminds me of the old Edison bulbs. And then we have another lamp that's over in that room there. So that one's in our game room, so I named that lamp Poker. So if I say Echo, turn on Poker. Echo, turn on Poker. So that turns that on through voice. Echo, turn off Poker. And then Edison is the same function. Echo, turn on Edison. Echo, turn off Edison. So that's just some of the lighting that we have. The front door is automated where I can control that via my phone app. So that is a Yale Real Living. It's a Z-Wave. So this is the door lock that we use on the front door. It's made by Yale. It's called Real Living. It is Z-Wave compatible, so it works with the home controller. It has a standard deadbolt, but on the other side of the door, it's got a touchpad. So the door is currently unlocked, so just pressing 3 fingers on the pad will lock your door. And then if you touch 3 fingers and then put in your code, that unlocks the door. So, and what's cool is you can actually program in codes for other people and then get alerts when they come or go. So, super cool. Let's go in here. Jody's got this beautiful Christmas tree done up already. So, Echo, Echo, turn on Christmas tree. So that turns the lights on the tree. So, and then outside on the front porch, I guess I'll go out here. Get as much of this in so you can see it all. So on my front porch, we have a box that's plugged in over there in the outlet. So that black box that's hanging from the outlet, that's an outdoor Z-Wave module, and I named that one Christmas Front. Come on, go back. And then I have the same thing in the back to control all the lights for Christmas in the back. We've got a big outdoor Christmas tree, about a 15-footer. So we've got a fake tree and then a real tree. So, but this is the, come out here. That's the tree in the corner of the yard. So that's got Christmas lights on it and ornaments and whatnot. And then I ran Christmas lights down the fence line from about the edge of the house right there. Runs all along the fence to the corner. And then I run them all the way down this fence to where those little 2 red bells are. So, but that's all plugged into a module out here. It's the same style outdoor module, and that's Z-Wave. I think those are home seers. But the nice thing with Z-Wave is you could buy any kind of module, granted it's Z-Wave, to be able to be controlled through the Vera controller box. So you can control them individually. So you can say, Echo, turn on Christmas Front, and it'll turn on the front lights at the front of the house. Or you can say Echo, turn on Christmas Back, and that'll turn on just the back ones. But we actually created, or I created a scene called Joy. So Jody can say, my wife can say, turn on Joy, and it turns on the Christmas tree, turns on the controller at the front, turns on the controller in the back, and then I have another scene called Joy Off, which turns everything off. So you can turn them on individually, you can turn them on with a scene, but they are also on a schedule, on a timer. So at 5:30 p.m., I believe, Joy runs automatically and turns everything on. So right now the Christmas tree is still on. So I'm going to say echo, echo, turn off Christmas tree. And that turns that off. So again, the entire back of the house is roller shades. So kitchen, great room shades. So we have a scene called All Shades Closed. So echo, echo, turn on All Shades Closed. And that also is closing the shades in our master bedroom. I'll let that finish. So it's closed everything up. Those run on a scene as well, which runs on a schedule. So we have a scene called Good Night that runs at 11 p.m. So if we forget to turn things off or whatever, my scene Good Night turns off Edison, turns off poker, turns off Christmas tree, locks the front door, closes all the shades, and closes the garage doors if I left them open on accident. So that's the Good Night scene. Now a scene can run automatically, like that one is scheduled to run, or you can call it. Echo, cancel, I'm going to say device, turn on Good Night. And when you say it, you can run that scene at any time of the day, but it is scheduled to run at 11 p.m. So I'm going to turn on All Shades Open, echo, 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 turn on All Shades Open. And that'll open up all the shades that are in that scene that was programmed. I've got a scene called Good Morning that Jody comes out and she can run. Now what Good Morning does is we're normally out here 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, so we don't necessarily want everything open. So Good Morning opens these two shades here, and outside that window we have a fountain that in the non-colder months we normally have that fountain running. So it opens these windows, it turns on that fountain outdoors, and it turns the television on just to kind of get our morning started. So, but that's, I think, the extent of, I'm trying to think what else I might have in here that we control through that system. I think that's about it. Oh, what's nice too with the home automation stuff and the audio video equipment. So like right now, my receiver's off, my TV's off. So if I want to watch TV, I say turn on television. And that's easy. But what if I want to play Xbox? Or what if I want to watch Netflix? Or what if I want to watch Apple TV? You know, all of those devices have to be on a different input on the receiver. So for people that are non-technical, sometimes it's difficult for them to get, you know, things set to the right channels or whatnot. Say you've got the grandkids over, they want to play Xbox. How do I set the TV and the receiver to that function? So what's nice with the system, if I step back a little bit so the device can hear me a little bit better. If I say device, echo, turn on television. It'll turn the TV on, turns the receiver on to the cable input. Echo, mute the television. So that command muted the television so I can actually speak and not have to try to speak over it. So the next thing I'm going to do is just say turn on Xbox. So maybe I want to play Xbox. Echo, turn on Xbox. So that just turned on my Xbox unit. It switched the receiver to game, and you can see my Xbox is trying to sign me in. Straight clown and dog. So once that comes up, Fallout 76. But so that's now the Xbox. But maybe I want to watch Apple TV. Echo, turn on Apple TV. That just turned off my Xbox. It switched the input on the receiver to the input that I use for Apple TV, which is Blue Disc DVD. And I think I've got too much stuff cluttered in that cabinet, but the Apple TV normally comes on when you press the menu button on the little remote. So that's Apple TV. I can say watch Netflix, turn on PlayStation, you know, so I really don't have to mess with 5 different remote controls to turn things on and off. Very simplistic. So to go back to watching television, just say Echo, turn on television. There it goes. So switch the receiver, went back to TV. So right now it's on channel 360, which is Fox News. That's the default channel that the TV comes on to. So if you were watching channel 400, we turned everything off. When you turn the TV on every morning or at any time, it automatically goes to 360. And that's through the Harmony Elite remote control that I use. So to change the channel, I can say Echo, Echo. Turn on Discovery. And that changed the channel to Discovery Channel. So now it's on Discovery. So again, Echo, turn off television. And the TV's off again. So that's the extent of what I've got set up here around and inside the home for automation function and purpose. So I'm going to get down on the computer here for a little bit and get into the applications and just kind of show you how they're set up and how you can set things and program things and whatnot. And I'll probably pull up the web page for each device that I use to control it. And again, Amazon Echoes throughout the house. I've got one in the master bedroom, my office, the kitchen. We have one on the back patio, and I've got one in the garage. So that's how we do most of the voice control. And again, everything that I did through my voice to control things in the house can be done from your phone or a tablet or whatever. Maybe you've got a tablet on the wall and a wall mount. We used to have a wall mount in Temecula that had all this stuff on it, so you could just kind of go up to it and press buttons, which is kind of cool. But I haven't done that here. And that's it. So let's get into the other stuff. All right, you guys, that was the home automation grand tour. I hope you liked it. I've been doing home automation for a long time. I remember back in the early to mid 90s, they had a software application called HAL 2000, and installed on your computer. There was interface boards that controlled X10 devices back then, and I mean, I used to always wanted to set it all up in my home back then, but back then I was in my 20s and I didn't own a house. I rented and didn't want to do all that stuff there. But now that we own our homes, it's nice to be able to put like stuff like this together. So this is yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, and it's very convenient. Everything that I do on the phone, whether it's verbal or on the phone, it's nice as I can control any of that from anywhere. New friend of mine here in the neighborhood, and he asked if he could borrow something, and we weren't home, and I was like, yeah, just go to the garage. Let me know when you're at my garage, and I'll let you in. So he was pulled up, said, hey, I'm here. I pressed the button on my phone, Garage opened up. He went in, got what he wanted, came out, closed the garage. So it's super nice. Along with the home automation, we also have a handful of camera systems throughout or around the home. So where I live, probably not going to have anybody break into my house because everyone in this neighborhood has 100 guns in their home. And you'd be pretty stupid to try to break into a house in this neighborhood. So, but I've always had cameras, systems, had them in our first home, in the cabin that we own, and I just like to have it. You know, it's nice to know something happens on your property, not necessarily for security. Maybe someone's gotten hurt or something. You know, you need some kind of record or something you can go back to and show what occurred. You know, how did they get hurt? You know, are they going to sue you for something that they did where they were negligent, did something wrong? So that's part of the reasons why we have the cameras as well. So I'm going to show those systems as well. I use two systems. I've got two cameras from Netgear. They're called Arlo Pros. And then we've got 4 cameras from Ring.com, which is the doorbell company. So let's jump into it. I'm going to pull up on my screen over here so you can actually see the browser window. So let me do that. Hold on one sec. So the first thing that I would like to show is the device I use. So if we go to getvera.com, there we go. So the thing I like about the Vera Smart Home Controller is there is no monthly fees, no contracts, no hassles. You're not paying someone like ADT or Ring or other companies a monthly fee for what you have. So that's the reason why, one of the reasons. But Z-Wave support, it supports Zigbee, Bluetooth. The product that I have under the controllers is the VeraSecure, which is the home controller system, but also has the home monitoring kind of security system in it. So you can buy this and set it up and then also pay monthly for their monitoring service, or you can just have it send you the information if something's occurred. So that's typically what I do. It has sirens, alert notifications. If things happen, I will be notified that something's going on. And then I can call the local authorities and say, hey, someone's breaking into my house or whatever, and they can go over and address that issue. So this is the box that I have. They have a product line that's down from this called the Vera Plus. This one does not have the security built into it. It's $149. That's what it looks like. Very simple product. Power and Ethernet connection in the back. It does have Wi-Fi capabilities. So it kind of becomes the brain. It is the brain of your smart home. With that device, it allows you to control anything that is considered Z-Wave. So the nice thing with the Vera controller, and there's other home-based controllers that you can use out there, is just the Z-Wave technology that it uses. So if you go over to Amazon, and if you spell it right, well, they redirected me, so luckily they own that domain name. If you type for Z-Wave, for products to buy, just about 100% of what you find is controllable through that Vera box. So if you want a smart switch, I have a smart switch here for the front porch. That's one thing I didn't show because that's so automated. But most of the times your front porch light is turned on. You turn it off in the mornings. You turn it on at night. You turn it off in the mornings. So with a smart switch, you then control it through the Vera system through a schedule. You just say, 6 p.m. turn it on. Sunrise, turn it off. And that's what we do on our front porch light. So anything that's like lights, locks, sensors, there's a light module. This is what I use to control Edison and Poker. Just a little plug-in that goes into the wall, and then the lamp plugs into that. You can buy, there's door locks. This is a Yale, similar to the one that we have, for controlling that lock through your phone. Range extenders. I've got a range extender. We have door chimes. So I've set up sensors. I got sensors on all the doors and windows. So Most of the doors and windows. So when a door or window opens, we have a chime in the house, so we know when someone's come into the house. That's all done through the Vera controller. So anything that you're seeing here that's Z-Wave controllable. What's nice is water sensors. So this is something we've done. These little water sensors, you can get them fairly inexpensive. I bought some for about 18 bucks a piece. Let's see if I could find something. Okay, so let's give you an example. This is $32 a sensor, but there's just two metal probes that it attaches down on the floor near where you'd have water. This programs into your Vera controller. So with the Vera controller, you can have, if this occurs, have this device do this. So what's cool is they make shutoffs. So on your main water line that comes into your house, you can put on this device that can turn that on or off through the Vera controller. But typically what you would do is you'd buy these sensors, put them in the areas where you'd have water, your water heater, washer, dryer, in the bathrooms, in the kitchen. And if there's a leak, say you're gone on vacation for a week and you have a leak, there's a leak in the house, the sensor will notify you. You can get text alerts and emails to your phone that, hey, your kitchen sink is leaking. But better than that, you can have it then send controls to the Z-Wave device that's on the main of the house and actually have it turn that water main off. So it's turning the water off to your house while you're not even there. So you're not coming home a week later to your house being completely flooded. So very, very nice. A lot of things you can put into it. Here's the controller right here is what I was referring to. So here's your quarter trim ball valve on your main. You zip tie this little piece onto it. This little box is wireless, powerless. It runs on batteries. What's cool too is when we get into the software, each device that's battery powered, you can see the status of how much battery life is left in it. And then as those batteries are drained or getting low, it'll actually send you alerts and say, hey, you know, this battery's at 20% or 10%. So you can set notifications for all of that stuff, which is super cool. Here's another flood sensor, 32 bucks. So anything Z-Wave, Zigbee, there's a lot of plugins so you can integrate. We have the Nest Thermostat, so I can actually control the Nest Thermostat through the Z-Wave or through the Vera controller. So there's just a lot that you can do with these devices. So I'm going to head over to the actual controller login. So this is our, I call it lake house. It's 37 degrees outside. There's a lot of stuff that goes into getting the Vera controller to work with your Alexa. So up here, there's an option to manage Alexa, and that's how you manage what skills or scenes or devices that you have in your Vera controller that you're going to allow your Amazon Echo device to control. So I'm actually going to mute my Echo because during this tutorial, it will probably try to do a bunch of stuff while I keep bringing it up. So when we press connect, it logs into, it does a redirect because we're in the house, it does a redirect to its internal IP address instead of connecting externally. The first screen is the dashboard, just kind of shows you the status of your system, no alerts, what's the battery life on the battery backup if we lost power. You can come here and look at the alerts in further detail. They have modes. Are you home? Are you away? Is it bedtime? Are you going on vacation? So just with one click of that mode, it sets the house to whatever you want it to be set to. The dashboard has all your favorites and shortcuts. So the main shortcuts are, there's 4 controllable lights. You can turn them all on or turn them all off. And then your door locks. So if you have multiple doors, you can hit lock all. All doors are locked. We've only got the one which shows the door is currently locked. So my favorites again show up. You can add the favorites from the devices tab, and I'll show you that. But you know, it's normally categorized. You can change whether it's by type or list, but I go by room. So my front yard has that controller called Christmas Front, and it's currently off. Pressing that little button sends the signal. It says success transmit was okay. So all of my lights on the front of my house are currently on. So I can turn that off individually. There's the poker light, and it's nice as these are dimmable lights. So you can turn the poker light on, and it's only at 30%. So you can change the brightness of your light through that slider bar, and that's also on the app that's on your mobile device. So I'm going to turn the poker off. My great room, we have the 2 shades and the Edison bulb. The front door is actually unlocked. So I'm going to click lock. And it shows that it's currently locked now. So kitchen, we've got the 3 shades controllable, and master bedroom 3 shades plus the master bedroom light back there. And that light is Z-Wave. And then in my office, I have my office shade. So these are what display on the dashboard. So under devices, this shows each device individually, again, sorted by room. So front yard, I've got the Christmas front and the porch light. Now the porch light shows that it's on and it's 11:45, but it's actually not on. So I leave it on the switch, and I'm currently controlling the porch light on-off function through it's a Hughes light bulb, so I'm controlling it through Hughes right now. The game room has the Christmas tree and the poker light. Great room has all these devices. There's sensors for temperature. The WWN thermostat means works with Nest. So this is the Nest thermostat that we have at the house. It's currently set to heat. It's 65. Edison, there's a great room siren. We have got motion sensors in the great room. The Nest device also monitors humidity and brings it back into the Vera panel so you can see the humidity. The house has VeraSecure, which is the alarm, range extender, doorbell, that's the little chime, sirens, the front door sensor, the garage door sensors, the front door is closed and locked, kitchen shades, master bedroom shades, master door sensors. I mean, so there's a lot of stuff that I put into this over the last year. But where it really gets interesting, I don't have the cameras in Vera, those are separate, but what really gets interesting here is when you go into scenes. So these are user-created scenes. When they were last ran, when they'll run again, you can run them manually, modify them, or delete them. So in our great room, we have 2 scenes that you can see they're not scheduled. They are merely there for us to say verbal commands, echo, turn on, great room shades open. And that turns on the scene. It'll run that scene manually. Turn on great room shades closed. It'll close the shades. In the house, this is the one I ran earlier, all shades closed and open. They're not scheduled. Those are just so we can verbally launch those devices to do what we want them to do. Christmas tree on morning. So my wife likes to wake up and come out and have the Christmas tree lights on. So I set a schedule on this device to come on at 6 a.m. every day. And then we just turn it off manually or verbally when we want it to go off. The door alerts, it's not scheduled. Again, it's something that occurs when a door is open and it sends the signal to the chime. Evening is a scene that we have that happens at 5:30 every night. So to kind of drill into the scene so you can see what happens, I'll show you on this. I'll press edit. So this allows you to select the trigger. So this happens every day at 5:30 p.m. You can edit the trigger, add or remove other triggers. And then what are the device actions? So if I click this little pencil to edit the device actions, you can see that it brings up what do you want to have happen. So if I expand this out, these are all of the devices that are in my controller. So anything that has a checkbox on it means that device is going to get some type of control when this scene is scheduled to run. So poker and Edison, I think that's it. Yeah, so just those 2 lights in the great room and the game room, they're checked. So when I validate or go next, what do I want those devices to do? So you can see in the scene, Edison turns it on. Poker, we turn it on, we set it to 30%. So I'm going to validate that. When you click next step, finish the scene runs when I'm in any mode, whether we're home or away. So if we're gone, lights on, lights off. You can actually have it when the scene runs, notify certain people. It's kind of irrelevant when you're turning lights on and off. execute additional code, advanced editors. I never get into any of that. I'm not a programmer. So the room name, you put it in whatever room you want to put it in, because it's kind of generalized. I put it in house. In the scene, I call it evening. So I'm going to click finish. So that scene is scheduled to come on at 5:30 every night, but if she wants those two lights on at 4:30, she can say echo, turn on evening, and that would run that scene, manually at that time. So you can see I've got a lot of scenes here. Go through them here. Evening front door lock. So it's 6 p.m. If we've gone in and out of the front door and we left it open, left it unlocked, the controller automatically locks the front door for us. The good morning scene is the one that I created that opens those two shades in the kitchen, turns the fountain on, and turns the television on. Good night runs every night at 11 p.m. That kind of shuts everything down, locks the doors, closes the garage, turns all the lights out, closes the shades, turns the television off. So I think good night, though, I think I left. No, I did put the TV in there. So if she's watching TV at 11, it'll turn off. She just has to turn it back on. Joy is to turn on the Christmas tree and the outdoor Christmas lights. Joy off is scheduled to turn our lights off at 11 p.m. So it turns it off automatically. Some scenes in the kitchen, master bedroom, turning the lights on, shades. So it's kind of all the same. Office shades closed. So this is what's nice here in my office. I have office shade sunrise. So this morning it ran at 7:41. Opened my office shade for me. And then tonight at 5:20 or 5:19, it'll actually close the office shade for me automatically. So, and again, that will change because my system will know when sunrise and sunset is. So as daylight savings and sunrise and sunset is changing due to your locations and whatnot, these will automatically change as well. So I don't have to go in and keep changing the times that they open and close. So that is the scenes. A lot of other functions in here. You can set up energy monitors to know how much energy you're using. You can add additional apps for integration with other products and stuff. So, but that's a whole nother video. I mean, that would be a lot to go through. So to get it all to work though, so once you have your devices and scenes set up and everything's functionable through here or the app on your phone, now you want to put that integration to work inside of the Alexa, Amazon Echo, so you can verbally call things out. So inside of the control panel, let me sign out here. And then if I click login, on the controller login page on this drop down, if you go to manage Alexa, this says select the devices that Amazon Alexa will have access to. So you choose what you want it to be, and you can give it custom names. So those are the names that you're using to say to Echo to control things. So these are all devices. Certain things Echo will not allow you to send from Vera to Echo because there's security concerns, like an evening front door lock. Anything that pertains to locking or unlocking your doors, they won't allow you to verbally put that through to the Alexa device, because obviously someone could try to potentially yell through your windows to wake up a device to open your doors. So it's not even allowable. So once you have all the devices that you want to be able to be controlled in your Echo device, from here you click finish, and then it's ready to go. So then on the Amazon Alexa side, you have to go to your skills. And if I look at my skills that I've installed, you have to install, where is it at? I know it's in here, all skills. There we go. It is this one here. So account linking is required. So when you add the skill to your Alexa device, it'll ask you for your login credentials to log into your Vera account, which gives Alexa now access to your Vera controller. So a lot of people get weird and go, well, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, if you don't want to do that, then this type of control is not for you. So my account is linked. So once it's linked through the skill, you go to Smart Home, and you would go to device or to scenes or devices, but there's an option here to discover. When you click Discover, Amazon Alexa or Echo goes out and sees the Vera controller, and then it adds anything that you've created scene-wise, so you can see the Joy off and on where scenes created or connected via the Vera. Good morning. So all of the scenes are there. All of the harmony functionality for controlling the television and the audio video components, these are all in here. So PlayStation channels that you typically might want to watch, all that stuff gets added. Same goes for devices. When you go to devices, you say Discover, it goes and finds those individual devices that you can control. So super cool. Once that's set up, then you can start, once you see things in this window, then you can start issuing verbal commands to the Echo device to control things. But without having those items here, obviously it's not going to work. The Harmony remote I use, Harmony delete remote. It's this guy here. So this little box sits on my subwoofer under my coffee table or little end table that we have there. And then you got to program this thing first. You have to add your devices and add your activities, get all of that set up first, and then once that's set up, you can then, there's a plug-in inside of the Vera controller that you install. So if I log back in, there go my controllers. It's kind of like there's stuff all over the place. So people are like, wow, that's confusing. Not for me. So if you go to apps, my apps, you can see that I've got a Harmony Hub control. So this is installed in my Vera unit. It's linked to my Hub account. Account linking is required for that. So then once I have that, I can then issue those statements, for it to do things from the Alexa device. So camera systems. So we use the Arlo Pros. I've got one in the backyard, one in the great room. So you can click live. Again, the app is on the phone. So this gives us the ability to see the house from anywhere. You can throw the microphone on and actually have conversations with the individual that's back there. You can see over on this wall right here, there's a little black spot. That's another camera on that side looking this way. So I'll pause that one, live view on this one. Again, same function. You can mute the speaker, take pictures of what's happening. So very useful to have in the house. So that one are the two Arlos, and then we have a Ring app. I'm going to add something here so you can actually see it. So monitor capture here. I wasn't showing it completely. So this is the Ring cameras. So if you go here, live view on this camera. This is the one that's across from that camera there looking opposite. So we got that one. Driveway. This one's looking at the driveway. We have the front doorbell. And that's what started me getting the Ring devices, was the doorbell first. So that works really good. And then this is the latest. Oop, don't want to turn on the siren. Go to live view. This is on the side yard where they hopefully will be building a house here at some point. But so very nice to have those types of things under users and account info. Other users, so you can create other users and give them specific controls to control your controller. So I've added a few there, but that's kind of the gist of it. I mean, there's a lot more that can be done, and I feel like I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff that I put into the system, but that's the basics. So if you're interested in setting up a home automation system. It's really easy to do. I mean, this looks overwhelming because I've got a lot of stuff going on, but it's really not. You go to getvera.com, buy the Vera Plus for $150, and then, or maybe even before you buy it, do this. Sit down and go, okay, what do I want to control in my house? Lights, locks, thermostats. Do you want sensors on doors and windows? Kind of write it all out, and then just go to Amazon.com, search for Z-Wave door sensors. Okay, they're $35 a piece. How many did I want? 10 of them? Okay, so you can kind of get an idea of what it would cost you. But sometimes people just, they go buy the controller, and once they have the controller, they'll add little things, you know, here and there. They'll add, maybe you buy the controller and the first thing you do is you buy a lamp module. And all you're going to do is control that lamp that's next to your couch. And if you have an Amazon Echo device, you can program it in, add the skill, and, you know, just be able to, you know, audibly or verbally say, turn that on or off. Or set it on a timer. You know, it comes on when it's dark. It goes, turn it off at whenever you normally go to bed. So, you know, just, and then all you have is the controller and one module. But that's what's nice with the system, is it's modularized and you're not buying a package of stuff. You can piece it out and go, okay, now that I've done that, well, I'd like to have the sensors and the door chime so I know when someone's opened a window or a door. You know, so there's a lot of things that you can do. Maybe at some point go, I want to do the water sensors with the valve, quarter turn ball valve turn off. At that point, you know, or you're buying stuff for outdoor, you know, Christmas time. You want to be able to have scenes that just run things automatically. I mean, we don't really go around turning things off and locking things. I mean, it just kind of happens, which is the whole point of automating things throughout your house. So, and I always get the people saying, what, you know, Amazon and, you know, these Echo devices, they spy on you. I don't believe that they're sitting there spying on you. Honestly, if they are, I don't care. You know, what am I going to say in the kitchen that they're going to get from me that's something I don't want them to have? What's for dinner? Hey, can we get some more pickles? So, I mean, if that's how you feel, then again, this type of solution partially is not for you. I mean, don't use the Amazon Echo device to audibly control things. Just use your phone. You know, you can still do it that way as well. But yeah, that's the extent of my video. I have no idea how long this thing is going to be, but it's a while. So if you have any questions about anything that you saw, or if you want to ask, you know, how did you do this or that, or, you know, how do you control different aspects of things that I possibly didn't show, just comment below, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Sometimes I've done some other home automation videos where the people were like, so many questions came in, I was just like, I can't, you know, realistically help you set all this up at your house via responses to your questions. So, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you next time.